Cabrón, ¿está tú al tuyo? Está dentro de ella, tengo dos vientos. Robin.
¿Cómo?
Está al revés. La letra, dice la letra. No, pero yo estoy...
¿Está bien? Claro. Tal vez lo vemos así nosotros porque está...
A lo mejor. Llegarlo ahí en el teléfono.
Es eso. Sorry.
Ay, yo tengo la muy difícil. Ya ni segunda y te digo que la tres. Entonces,
I want to be I'm done. Good evening, everyone. We are scheduled for an on-time departure. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mrs. David. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Tov, good evening. If you've never been to a HANC high school graduation, you are in for a treat. Something a bit different. You see, we don't do boring, stodgy, prosaic. Rather, we dial up the pomp and circumstance, and we're pretty heavy on the pomp. So at this time, we ask everyone to please silence their cell phones and give their attention to the big screen as we reflect on the class of 18. For you. All right.
Is that a Zoom? Not the very I can put on tape.
Oh, you didn't even warn me about this question.
Although I had control.
When they came in, I thought they were cute, nice. They were very small. I knew they'd be fun-loving. I knew that we would connect and have a bond for the next 4 years.
Well, many have grown vertically, many have grown academically.
I think they probably surprised themselves by the ways they mature.
One of the questions I ask every year is I show the following picture, and most years, 90% of the students will focus on this big old dove. They found like small detail things, and that's one of the most impactful initial memories I have of this grade, even before they started.
This class knows how to have a good time. They know how to have fun.
The spirit that was in the room that they had invigorated me to teach them.
All the Word this year was amazing, and I would say mainly because of this grade, and we're really grateful to him for it.
I would say the class of 2018 is spirited and spiritual.
One word, I would say family.
I think it would be wow. Happy.
Spirited.
Oh, no doubt. Spirited. Everyone said that, I'm sure.
Fun and spiritual.
I would say passionate.
Good guys. Good guys.
Precocious. I have no idea what it means, but I think it kind of identifies with it.
Excuse me, do you belong in class now?
I walked and they started singing, Ras Hashem to Mima, and I thought it's because they knew I had a daughter. Turned out they didn't even know. But they were singing because they like to sing, Ras Hashem to Mima, and I run into them and said I had a daughter, her name was Tamima. So that's the class. Every day was special.
I would have to give a shout out to Shadi Soleimani. She and Sarah Silverman were locked in the third floor bathroom. Let's just say that getting them out was a process. Here's the doorknob to prove it.
The greatest memory I have is to have seen Sunday class. And Sharona has an incoming line, and she goes, "You!" And I just burst into laughter. Of all the people, I wasn't expecting that from her.
It was one of my parties at my house, and you approached my mother towards the end of the party, and you thanked her thinking it was my wife.
There was many funny moments that I remember. I remember all the chocolate, David singing happy birthday to me every single day of the year, confiscating basketballs, and investigating the loss of the yearbooks.
I would say, that physicists are stumped by the flight of the bumblebee. The bumblebee's too big, its wings kind of work in the wrong ways, and yet they fly. The reason is because no one ever told the bumblebee it couldn't fly. And I think no one ever told the class of 2018 they couldn't fly. My bracha to you is that they continue to fly and reach their true potentials.
Dear class of 2018, I wish you simcha, happiness. I wish you bracha, blessing, and may HaKadosh Baruch Hu help you every step of the way in your quest for truth.
That you matzliach in all of your endeavors.
To bring much nacha to your families, to Hashem, and as I HANC, we really miss you. I hope you'll come and visit us and be in touch.
I just love that. It was just such a great experience. I wish them all to go out and follow their dreams.
You follow the life of Hashem, you follow the life of Torah, you can't go wrong. And I will miss this class.
One moment as the graduates make their way down. If I can ask that we please keep the aisles clear and join me in welcoming the class of 2018. HANC's graduating class of 2018. And now, please remain standing. All right, guys, one more time. Please remain standing and join international wedding singer Dylan Homaport, who just happens to be a 2015 alum and brother of graduate Kayla Homaport, for the singing of the Star Spangled Banner, followed by the Hatikva, accompanied by Doug Claver on keyboard.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight on the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, they flew through the night, and our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner, yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Lord, Aleva, Veniva, every shirudi odia, Fatemi Svagadiva, I'm Sion Sophia. Oh, Lord, Ativatenu, Ativat Mashotavai, Iotachoshi Ve'atzenu et Zion Yerushalayim, Iotachoshi Ve'atzenu et Zion Yerushalayim.
Please be seated. What do you get when you combine the following? A scholar, an athlete with a world-class mensch and a ball of mush. You get an individual who is bursting with wholesome goodness. You get our class salutatorian, Zachary Plutzer, who will now deliver our invocation.
Honored rabbis, distinguished faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates. On behalf of the class of 2018, thank you, Hashem, for giving us the opportunity to attend our beloved yeshiva, HANC. We have been blessed to be under the guidance and leadership of wonderful teachers and friends here at HANC. I have also been blessed with incredible parents who are celebrating their 26th anniversary today. Together, these people, as part of my greater community, have led me on an incredible path. And words can't even express my love and appreciation. In this week's Parsha, Moshe teaches us a powerful lesson when dealing with the mutiny before him. Korach and his followers are angry. The goal of their rebellion is to claim the power of leadership that they believe is rightfully theirs. Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs describes Moshe's reaction as extraordinary. For the first and only time, Moshe calls upon a miracle to prove his right to power. Moshe says that if Korach and his men are treasonous, then the earth will open, swallow them, and everything that belongs to them. In contrast, in Parshat Bahalocha, we find that Moshe Rabbeinu, when faced with a similar circumstance, has a completely different reaction. Eldad and Medad were sharing prophecy with Bnei Israel. Yoshua is concerned for Moshe's honor and asks that these men be punished. Moshe responds, Hamkanea atali umi yiken kol am Hashem neviim ki yiken Hashem et rucho alehem. Are you jealous for my sake? Well, that all Hashem's people were prophets and that Hashem would put his spirit on them. Moshe understood that there were two levels of leadership, power and influence. When it comes to power, there is only room for one leader. It would have been impossible for Moshe and Korach to coexist. Bnei Israel needed one clear leader. That leader was Moshe. Only he could wield that power. Moshe also understood that having people around him reach their highest spiritual level was a wonderful thing. Their behavior would influence others. Moshe believed in the capacity of each individual to affect the greater community. To paraphrase Shakespeare, the influence we have lives after us. The power is often interred with our bones. Ana Hashem, Te'emanu et ha'chochma l'dad matai lahovil im koach u'matai lahovil im hashpa'a. Behek hitbarachnu im morim asher me'ashmim et ha'echot hazo la'orech kol haderech b'beit ha'sefer. Ata zohi ha'achrayot shalanu ki bogrim lihiyot manhegim mashpeim. V'yom echad lihiyot dugma l'dorot haba'im shel tagim yehudim. ההצלחה שלנו בעתיד אינה מוגבלת כשאנחנו צועדים בדרך התורה והאמונה ועם חסדי השם כך נמשיך. תודה, מזל טוב לחבריי הבוגרים. Dear Hashem, grant us the wisdom to know when to lead with power and when to lead with influence. We have been so fortunate to be in the company of teachers who embody this quality throughout our high school experience. It is our responsibility to grow as leaders and one day lead by example to the next generation of Jewish students. Our future success is limitless if we continue in this path that Hashem has led us. Thank you, and mazel tov to my fellow graduates.
That was awesome, Zach. All right, I would like to present Zach with this beautiful plaque, which reads as follows: Salutatorian, the HANC logo, awarded to Zachary Levi Plutzer in honor of outstanding academic achievement. Hebrew Academy of Nassau County, Brookdale High School, class of 2018, Zach. Now it gives me great pleasure to call upon my friend and distinguished colleague, our Associate Principal, Mrs. Marie Palea.
Every day we do this. Thank you, David, for starting. Esteemed parents, grandparents, families, faculty, board members, former graduates, current students, and our dear graduates, welcome to the graduation of the class of 2018. Graduation culminates all that has gone before and is bittersweet because something must end before something new can begin. It is a very proud and exciting moment for our students, and for those people that care for, love, value them, it's truly a proud and unforgettable moment. Graduates, you've been in HANC High School for the past 4 years, and you have dazzled us with all your talents, enthusiasm, and energy. As your teacher, former dean, and now as your associate principal, it is truly a privilege and honor to be standing in front of you tonight. And I want to say thank you first to your parents and family who have sent you to HANC. Next, I'd like to say thank you to all the HANC faculty who have supported, taught, and encouraged each of you every step of the way. And finally, to each of the 76 graduates who through their wit, intelligence, and perseverance have taught all of us here tonight many lessons. Recently, I finished reading the book Authentic Happiness by Marty Seligman, president of the American Psychological Association. Mr. Seligman tells us that yes, some small part of our happiness quotient is innate. We inherit it. It's in our DNA. It's who we are. But this is so important. Not all of it is fixed. We can influence it considerably by our actions and by our choices. Graduates, you can choose how happy you will be. Happiness is a discipline of mind, which you can choose to practice. Our opportunities to make these choices occur in 3 dimensions of time: the way we remember the past, the way we look to the future, and the way we experience the present. Graduates, look back at your high school years with warmth and gratitude, but remember to always look forward with optimism. Your high school graduation marks the end of a special journey like no other, with the realization that the bond that's been established among each of us, that you feel so strongly right now, is unlikely to be felt exactly like this again in your lifetime. But remember the words of graduate Josh Babayev: we are family. At this point, graduates, I have a few wishes for you, since this is probably the last time you'll be sitting before me pretending to listen to what I have to say. That's true. Okay. Listen. Please set goals for yourself, as they are necessary to motivate you. Never underestimate that the impact you have will be just as great, and that of others have the power to bring about powerful changes for good. Graduates, know that each of you have had a powerful impact on me, each other, and all those here tonight. Have the courage to take a chance on yourself and do something that you just think is right. Be courageous. In the words of Walt Disney, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Be a risk taker. Risk takers set goals, and despite all obstacles, do everything in their power to successfully attain them. Taking risks means sometimes making mistakes, and having an understanding that to succeed, you must be willing to accept the fact that you may fail. Have confidence. Remember to always put your big boy pants or big girl skirt on, and always believe in yourself. Finally, graduates, don't spend so much time planning your future that you ignore what is occurring right now. It's okay to put your phones down occasionally. Continue to strive for excellence in everything you do. Find balance in your life and laugh and smile each day. Go out and may each of you always find your happiness every day of your lives. I now have the honor and privilege to introduce our valedictorian, Josh Weinstein. Josh is a young man who I'm certain is going to make a difference in the world. He's an extraordinarily multifaceted young man who is an outstanding academic performer, as well as a role model and leader. His drive is unmatched, and his level of commitment to his studies, community, and friends is endless. Josh has been a leader at HANC both inside and out of the classroom. He's the chairperson of peer tutoring in HPAC, participates in the annual APAC program in DC, is a news editor of the HANC Herald and Yearbook, to only mention a few of his many activities. Josh is truly an exceptional young man who has taught all of us here tonight so much. I would now like to call upon our valedictorian, Josh Weinstein.
Tonight, we are presented with a clear paradox. We mark an end and yet a beginning, ready to make another turn on the Rubik's Cube of life. Yes, you heard that, Rubik's Cube of life. This is the Rubik's Cube. Perhaps you've always viewed it as a small, box-shaped item that 7-year-olds play with in order to pass time. Growing up, I loved playing with the Rubik's Cube. When I was searching for a unique idea for my address tonight, I came across this concept. In reality, we are all, continually and figuratively, playing with our own Rubik's Cube every single day, our lives. Each turn, whether to the left, to the right, whether to move up, to move down, blue to red, green to yellow, orange to white. Every choice, every decision impacts the next. We are here today, now, as the result of different choices, events, challenges, obstacles, talents, expressions, emotions, and most importantly, character traits that make us who we are. As you and I continue to navigate the Rubik's Cube of life, my life, your life, our lives, remember that the foundation of our education and of our values will continue to guide us with every twist and turn of our own personal cubes and the choices that we make. For every choice has a consequence, a ramification, whether good or bad. This brings us to Torah. The famed Torah character, known for his argumentative, rebellious nature, that ultimately brought about his own downfall because of his narcissistic demeanor that directed his choices, his life. The blatant question is, why would the Torah name the Parsha after such an evil man? After all, Shlomo HaMelech states in Mishlei, Perek Yud, Pasuk Yud Zayin, V'shem Rishayim Yirkav. We should not perpetuate the name of the wicked. So why, entitling the Parsha about Korah, someone so wicked, would the Torah take the opposite approach? Perhaps the answer is as follows. Korah, having once been a righteous man, was driven to acts of rebellion, focusing on the negative traits of Moshe and Aaron and pointing them out to Bnei Israel, focusing on others shorting them on display. Rashi points out that a person is not merely a physical being. One's essence is the mind behind his or her actions, and that essence is corrupted when focusing on another's shortcomings. The Parsha is not named after Korah as a testament to his character, rather as a lesson to all future generations to clearly highlight the impact of his actions, the results of all that he perpetuated. Class of 2018. Understand the importance of your actions. Recognize the consequences of the decisions that you make and the effects of those decisions on the people around you. Consider your every turn of the Rubik's Cube. How will the action or choice that may seem so small, so irrelevant now, affect you, your peers, your success in the long run? Just as every switch on the cube impacts something else, producing a domino effect, so does every action we take affect our surroundings and our future. In the words of a famous Chinese scholar, watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Learn from other people, be open-minded. Internalize the lesson of Korah to not be self-absorbed and critical of those around you. Don't focus on the shortcomings of others. Know yourself, your strengths, and values, which will then enable you to see the good in people. As the great Tana Ben Zoma famously says in Pirkei Avot, Perek Daled, Mishnah Aleph, Ben Zoma Omer, Chacham halomed mikol adam. Who is wise? The person who learns from everyone. Keep your ears open and learn something from all around you. Their words may lead you to the next proper turn on your Rubik's Cube. Be the leaders of the next generation. No matter what you choose to do in life, know that you have the tools to succeed, the education to lead, and the values to achieve. There comes a time when we have to thank the role models in our lives and acknowledge them publicly. First, my rebbeim, morot, and teachers. One said, one looks back with appreciation to the brilliant teachers, but with gratitude to those who touched our human feelings. The curriculum is so much necessary raw material, but warmth is the vital element for the growing plant and for the soul of the child. This is who you are. To the most incredible administration, Rabbi Edelman, Mrs. Palaya, Ms. Zucker, Rabbi Mezi, and Rabbi Arnett, possible job. Thank you for everything. And to my parents and all of the parents in the room, thank you. Mommy and Abba, words simply cannot suffice to emphasize your greatness. I am humbled by your sacrifice and commitment to my growth on a daily basis. I love you. And of course, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you for bringing my fellow graduates and me to this point and for giving us the formula, the way of life, to orchestrate success in the future. So let's recap. Make positive choices. Be the leaders of the next generation who see the good in other people. Impact others in a beneficial way. Understand the lessons of Korah and in every way combat them with good. Above all else, be genuine. Be yourself. Understand the effects your actions have on other people, and to understand that next move in your life that you can't seem to figure out may come from the inside of someone else. And so no matter what, don't let fear, disappointment, or obstacles stop you from pursuing your passion and your dreams. Make sure you keep turning your Rubik's Cube. Left, up, down. Mazal tov.
Wow, that was awesome. Josh, I'd like to present you with your very own plaque, which reads as follows. The HANC logo. Awarded to Joshua C. Weinstein in honor of outstanding academic achievement, Hebrew Academy of Nassau County, Brooklyn High School, class of 2018, Mazel Tov. In honor of Medinat Yisrael's 70th anniversary this year, we have decided to include a special musical tribute. We will be performing the song Al Kol Eleh, a song written shortly after the Yom Kippur War by famous Israeli songwriter Naomi Shemer. We have chosen this song as the lyrics are highly relevant to this time as we prepare to send our students to the world. The song recognizes the challenges of life as represented by the bouquets, the sting of the bee, but also its joys and accomplishments as represented by the devash, the honey. The song recognizes the strength of our human handiwork, but also the power of our tefillot. The song's theme is sobering and inspiring. It's an Israeli worldview, but first it's a Jewish view. We're all taught to see the world for what it is, beauty, wonder, science, and art, but also for what the world can be, a place to plant and grow, a world to build with Torah values, our future. I'd like to invite back to the stage Dylan Homapur, who will be accompanied by Chazan Yossi Karavani, a renowned Chazan, who also happens to be a HANC High School parent. His daughter Hadass graduated last year, and Noi is a member of the class of 2019. And let me get the microphone.
על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על ביתנו התינוקת, שמורדי הטוב, על האש המבוערת, על המים הזכים, על האיש השב הביתה מן המרחקים. על כל אלה, על כל אלה, שמור נא לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על אתה הכל בטוח, אל תשכח את התקווה, השיבני ואשובה אל הארץ הטובה. שמור לי על זה הבית, על הגן, על החומה, ויגור מפחד פתע וממלחמה. שמור על המאה שיש לי, על האור ועל כל אלה, על כל אלה, שמור לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על נתן על נתן כל בטוח, אל תשכח את התקווה, השיבני ואשובה אל הארץ הטובה. מרשרש כמעט ברוח, ונוכחנו של כוכב, כישלון ליבי בחושך, ושמות עכשיו. המשמור לי על כל אלה, ואמרו ונפשי, על השקט, על הבכי, ועל זה. You can join us together. על כל אלה, על כל אלה, שמור לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על דרכו בטוח, קח את התקווה, השיבני ואשובה אל הארץ הטובה, השיבני
And world-class wedding singer, Dylan Homerpour. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to call upon our esteemed Assistant Principal, Ms. Zipporah Zucker, to share her remarks.
When I Googled the theme of your yearbook, History in the Making, the following definitions came up. A current event that will prove to be of historical importance. An expression used when there is something big being produced and one believes it will be successful. These definitions could not be a more accurate description of each of you who comprise this amazing class of 2018. This class has made huge contributions to the HANC community. This year marks the 70th anniversary of the establishment of Medinat Yisrael. Who would have thought that the dream of a state of Israel would become a reality and would continue to flourish and exist? Israel has not only survived, it has become a world leader in technology, medicine, and of course, in producing Torah scholars. You have witnessed history in the making. The number 70 represents unity. When Yaakov goes down to Egypt, the pasuk states, "Vayehi kol nefesh shetzei yerach Yaakov shiv'im nefesh." The total number of Yaakov's children came to 70. Our commentators note that the word nefesh is written in singular, despite it referring to 70 souls. The Klei Akar explains, "Kara la'ayin nefashot echad dermo shehaya shalehen." This hints that there was peace between them. The Orlan explains, "They were all equally good, righteous men, smart, and served Hashem with a complete heart, so as it is to say one soul." We see from this singular use of the word nefesh that when a group is united through peace and harmony, they use those tools to serve Hashem. It is as if they are one. The unity I have seen in this grade is remarkable and unique. Through your 4-year journey of high school, it was evident how much you care for the individual success of each of your classmates, the success of your grade and your school. The class of 2018 has also made it through their academic accomplishments, chesed activities, Israel advocacy, athletic prowess, amazing spirit, and Torah learning. In addition to all that you know about what you gained at HANC, there is something else that I feel must be mentioned. Usually, a school provides its students with a world of academic mentors and a school community. In HANC, you gained all these, but you gained something even more precious. In our school, we are not only friends, a teacher, a student, we care for one another, and we are there for each other, as you heard before, as family. Speaking not as your assistant principal, but as a member of this family, I have experienced firsthand the deep care that the HANC community has to provide. As one of HANC's motto states, we are the school that builds character. Remember, you don't leave HANC with grades and knowledge alone. Always remember your caring morot and rabbeim, your committed teachers and mentors, your dedicated parents, your awesome friends. I know I will. They are all part of our story. As the pasuk in Zechariah says, may we merit to see the Bet HaMikdash rebuilt in our days when we truly will be united. Bayom hahu yiyeh Hashem echad u'shmo echad. The class speakers were nominated and voted on by the entire grade. We already heard from Josh Zalman Babaya as the senior dinner. And I would now like to introduce our graduation class speaker. Michali Batesh is someone who excels at uniting our grade. She is bright, friendly, and channels her strengths to support important causes, especially when it comes to Israel advocacy. As head of Israel advocacy and on HPAC, Michali provides Israel updates, spearheaded the soldier pacts for HANC Team Shalva, letter writing campaigns, as well as numerous other programs on behalf of Israel. Michali is an honor student, a peer tutor, and was on the Student Senate. She has made a great on the HANC community and beyond. It is my pleasure to introduce the class speaker, Michali Batesh.
Nothing is ever truly lost to us as long as we remember it. What did Ellen Montgomery, the famous 20th century author, mean when she said this? This got me thinking, reminiscing, leading to a bigger picture. What are memories, and what is the significance of remembering? Life is a timeline. Events continuously occur, passing us by, allowing us to decide whether they have significance, meaning in our lives, or not. HANC High School is the epitome of a meaningful experience that will soon turn into a long, significant, complex memory. One thing about memories is that they are subjective. My experience here was different from the other 75 of you, but we do indeed share a commonality. We all can discuss, reflect on, and internalize the values, the education, and the importance that these 4 years have given us, making HANC something objectively amazing to all of us in all our minds forever. Dearest parents, honorable teachers, distinguished faculty, and loving friends, we have arrived at our final memory. Tonight we are graced by your presence at our graduation. This day does not simply mark the end of our high school careers, but it also celebrates our new beginnings. HANC has become our memory, our alma mater. Who knew that 75 confused teenagers, all anxious, nervous, shy, excited, and scared, would come together in the strangest of ways, a table collapsing. Physically and figuratively, the table at Camp Kaylee represented who we were. We came in with a structure, an idea, but we didn't know how to present ourselves in the way that we wanted to. The table falling broke the ice for us, literally. From that point forward, we merged together, and the transparent screen that was blocking us truly found and bonded. We merged together, became a unit for the first time. That break in the table has only caused more growth, ideas, and friendships to be made with each day, week, month, and year that has passed. Imagine the following scenario. Aspardine and Ashki walk into the building. Mrs. Cohen sees them, and she's lecturing the boys who came up from the gym for being late to her class, and they were not wearing a collar. And on top of all of that, they were blasting music in the halls. Then she would say, 1 point off your quarter average. Actually, she would make it 2. Then Maura Nathan would come, see the commotion that's going on, and would run to her classroom to fill them in and tell them, girls, this is exactly who you should not date. These are only some of the day-to-day events that occurred. These are what made HANC for me. These are my memories. You guys all share similar memories, maybe with different people, but you can all say that HANC was the indicator, the driving force for these memories that we will always remember. Reflecting back on my 4 years at HANC, I've realized that HANC is a part of each and every single one of us, every student, and made it shine. Whether they were in BMP or advanced, on level or EP, our teachers, Rebane and Marot, have taken a good look at each and every student and brought out the potential they knew was there. They made the Torah alive for us. They took something from thousands of years ago and made it practical, a leading force in our lives today. Our teachers didn't only teach us Chumash or English, but they truly made the Torah alive for us. Our teachers taught us lessons that we will take with us far beyond the classroom, and our administration helped us grow into the P and Rabbi Ehrenfeld. Mrs. Palaya, throughout my 4 years of high school, you have always been there for me when I needed you. Even if it was just for me begging you for a free period, or whether it be for asking for a piece of chocolate, you were always there when I needed you. And to my dear parents and family, I want to thank you most of all for always pushing me to be the best version of myself, for teaching me how important it is to never give up and to always strive to be an amazing person, daughter, sister, and friend. I love you both so much. In the past 4 years, HANC has become more than just our school. It became the place where each and every one of us could call home. It is where we all became a family for the first time. Throughout our years at HANC, we have grown incredibly close, creating bonds, friendships, and memories that will truly last a lifetime. Finally, I would like to thank my friends and fellow classmates. Thank you for giving me the best 4 years of my life and for always being there for me when I needed you. I am so happy to have met you all, and I will cherish our memories for the rest of my life. Whether it be from sitting together at a lunch table, to color war battle songs, to girls' retreats, to watching boys get yelled at by Mrs. Cohen, to chanting Shoshana Hoshiana, it was all incredible because of you. I love you all so much. Mrs. Marlena Schwartzman, our brilliant art teacher and loving HANC mother, Zifrana Bracha, once taught us that even if a project wasn't coming out the way that we planned or the way that we wanted it to be, it was all about the effort that we put in along the way that's important. This is a message that I know that I will personally carry with me for the rest of my life, and I hope that you all will as well. Because it taught me that even if things aren't going the way that I planned, as long as I put in effort and have emunah in Hashem, everything will come out the way that is truly supposed to in the end. Our final project at HANC is now complete. And no, everything wasn't perfect all the time, but the process that led us to this moment was truly incredible. And it's all thanks to the people behind me. Now it is time for us to start our own individual projects. But I know that we will always have each other and we will always have HANC. We all have our memories with different people of different experiences. But all of those positive experiences fall under the common memory of HANC. Thank you, and Mazal Tov.
Thank you, David. Okay. All right. At this time, I'm going to present Michali with her plaque, awarded to Michali Batesh for having been selected by her peers as Speaker of the class of the Hebrew Academy, Brooklyn High School, class of 2018. So we're now going off script a little bit. You're not going to see this in your program, but we decided to add a special award this year to present at graduation. A few weeks ago, our beloved assistant principal, Ms. Tzipora Zucker, lost her dad. While listening to the various eulogies during the funeral and Shiva, we learned about the life of an extraordinary man, Rabbi Jack Zucker. Rabbi Zucker was regarded as a man of tremendous strength, both physically as well as of character. He was treasured for his kindness, warmth, and humility. As such, we have decided to honor his memory with the Rabbi Jack Zucker Keter Shem Tov Award. When learning about his wonderful midot, the name of one of our graduates comes immediately to mind, and he is Moshe Khalili. To present Moshe with his award, I'd like to invite our assistant principal, Ms. Tzipora Zucker, to the podium.
My father, Yaakov Avigdor ben Shmuel Yitzchak, Zechron Lebracha, personified the Mishnah that's written on your plaque, the Keter Shinto al Gabein. He was the embodiment of Torah Yerat Shamayim and a really nice man. When he was a teen, he was an athlete and often served as a peacemaker when neighborhood kids picked on the yeshiva kids. And then when he was older, he brought together people from different backgrounds. And as the Grand Rebbe from Bobov wrote about my father, he was Ish Ben Anashim, a man that was loved amongst people. Tonight's Keter Shinto is in his memory. You personify this same Mishnah. You are smart, a Ben Torah, an athlete, and you carry yourself with the utmost humility. You make peace, you are considered a peacemaker, and you are ready to help everyone. On behalf of my family, myself, and I'm honored that Rabbi Sokolov, my rabbi, is here today. I am honored to present the Keter Shinto Award to you.
Every year, we ask one of our talented graduates to honor us with a performance. This year, given the extraordinarily unified nature of the class, we decided to take a different approach. We asked the class to choose a group of peers to write an alma mater, a grade anthem, which will be performed by the entire grade. Please enjoy as the class of 2018 presents A Million Memories, written by Ayelet Sadiq, Josh Weinstein, Michelle Krynick, and Aryeh Livium, along with our musical director, the multi-talented Mr. David Klager.
We must give thanks as high school ends. To the Lord Hashem, to the Holy One above. However near, however far, anchor in our hearts as we go on. As we go on, you'll always be Amishpat Sheli.
Well done, ladies and gentlemen, and a big thank you, of course, to Mr. Klaver for all his help and beautiful editing, directing, and everything else in between. Okay, we've been waiting for the distribution of diplomas. I'd like to invite Mrs. Pelea, Mrs. Rabbi Ehrenfeld, as well as Mr. W. Bareilles, Chairman of the Board of Directors, Dr. Lauren Deitch, Chairperson of our Board of Education, to please join me. So you know, we already took pictures with all graduates getting their diplomas. You'll be receiving them, so no need to come running up. You will get that from us.
Will the back row please stand? Dakota Gewurzman. Richard Abrama. Daniel Haima. Aaron Namdar. Angel McCagno. Moshe Khalili. Daniel Sharoni. Eli Matata. Jonathan Foumani. Carolyn Kramer. Alex Toil. Mackenzie Toller. Leora Goldenberg. Talia Ginsberg. Rose Fatica. Kila Barziza. Shoshana Orenstein. With the third row, please stand. Fourth row, Jacob Schwartzman. Nathaniel Shigrid. Joshua Zalman Lavaya. Mordecai Malakana. Naor Messiah. Gabriel Yagupkar. Leila Yardani. Lenore Levy. Sarah Rahmani. Ayelet Sadi. Mazel tov to Rabbi Kazir. Rachel Eliab. Zoe Gassman. Sophie Hamada. Will the next row please rise? Elior Matayev. Daniel Stambolian. Aviv Simintov. Aaron Lubeck. Kobe Kohanen. Michael Shredro. Eitan Mastera. Zach Plutzer. Josh Weinstein. Shadi Soleimani. Mara Hamada. Tehila Baruch. Daniela Salem. Malky Friedman. Amber Astra. Esty Seagal. Will the next row please rise? Jordan Ehrenhaus. Michael Bender. Josh Blitzstein. David Habibo. David Korshanti. Gabrielle Meyer. Liav Jarafi. Tomar Sagi. Batsheva Moskowitz. Sharona Malakov. Samantha Burns. Erica Zaretsky. Eliana Ephraim. Sarah Brooks. Miriam Suisa. For the next row, please stand. Shoa Boker. Daniel Smith. Arye Livium. Jacob Dichter. Daniel Salim. Ben Kazia. Josh Katz. Daron Karamazadeh. Michelle Carney. Tiffany Livia. Kayla Livia. Shout out to Livia. Michali Batesh. Yael Lubeck. Kayla Hamapur. Shoshana Noah. That is all, folks. The class of 2018.
By the power vested in me by the state of New York, I hereby declare the class of 2018 to be graduates of the Hebrew Academy in Nassau County. All right, we're getting to the end. Out of all the Shvatim, Jewish tribes, we are called after Shevet Yehuda, Yehudim. This is because the essence of Yahadut is Hoda'ah, giving thanks. The first word we say each morning is Moda'ani, I thank you, meaning that we begin each day by giving thanks. Birkot HaShachar, the dawn blessings said at the start of morning prayers each day, form a litany of thanksgiving for life itself, for physical wellness, for the world we live in, and for fulfilling all of our needs. Hakarat HaTov is the bedrock of our existence, both physically and spiritually. Therefore, I want to begin my remarks tonight by expressing my Hakarat HaTov to a number of individuals and groups of people. The success of any school is dependent on a series of partnerships. One of the most critical is the collaboration between the lay and professional leadership. Here at HANC, we are truly blessed with a board of directors and board of education, comprised of the most dedicated and selfless individuals. Let me take this opportunity to publicly recognize you for the countless hours and resources that you voluntarily give to the school. We are so grateful for your support, wisdom, and sagacious guidance that propel us forward towards greater accomplishments each and every day. On behalf of HANC, I say thank you. I would like to single out 3 lay leaders in particular, each of whom give to our yeshiva selflessly and with boundless commitment. They are our school president, Dr. Ruchi Kushner, our chairman of the Board of Trustees, Billy Marilis, and our chairperson of the Board of Education, Dr. Lauren Litch. I think I speak for all principals when I marvel at how accessible, thoughtful, and down-to-earth this triumvirate is. They lead by example with clarity of vision, integrity, and compassion. Thank you. I'd like to recognize the presence of Rabbi Sokolov, the Rav of Kew Gardens Synagogue, as well as my former colleague, Mrs. Carol Tabin, who's out there. Former associate principal, and always a friend, a vital contributor to the growth and development of our graduates during their first 3 years of high school. Thank you, Mrs. Tabin. I'd like to recognize the presence of Nassau County Legislator, Mr. Josh Lafazan, who also happens to be the cousin of graduate S.T. Siegel. Thank you for coming. All right, I'd like to ask parents of graduates in the room to please stand up and be recognized. Parents, please stand. We thank you for entrusting us with your most prized possessions and for giving us such a high-quality product with which to do our sacred work. I'd also like grandparents, please stand up. Grandparents, thank you. Many of the graduates that we see before us have been with us at HANC for many years and are products of our system. I'd like to recognize the various principals, Mrs. Trudy Rubenstein in our ECC, Rabbi Fogel Plainview, Rabbi Saki, proud parent of graduate Ayelet, and also principal of 609, Mrs. Barbara Deitch, Rabbi Hampton, Ms. Jen Morey, my Mitchell Field College Middle School. The work we do as educators cannot be possible without the tireless and at times thankless efforts of our business office. I'd like to recognize our Executive Director, Mrs. Racheli Hackel, and our Director of Development, Mrs. Liz Pazornik. Thank you. Last, but certainly not least, is a very special group of people, the lifeblood of our school. The hardworking, dedicated, terrific, and every other imaginable superlative that you could think of, Rabbeim, Morot, faculty, and staff. If I can ask you to please stand up and be recognized. Faculty, let's go. Up. Thank you for your inspirational work, dedication, professionalism, patience, and understanding. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu bless each one of you with nachat and joy for your families in merit of all that you do for our students of our yeshiva. None of this would be possible without you. I'd also like to acknowledge our terrific HSAT, high school administrative team. In particular, I'd like to single out my work colleagues who are here on stage for their selfless dedication. Mrs. Palea, aside from being an outstanding role model, your work for the entire yeshiva provides vital structure for our students who balance the needs of the yeshiva and those of the students with your trademark humility, acumen, and hard work. Thank you, Mrs. Palea. Ms. Zucker, there's no one who works harder, who cares more for our yeshiva than you, Ms. Zucker. You keep setting the bar higher, never settling for anything less than excellence, be it in the realm of academics or the incredible events that you spearheaded. Tonight's graduation being just one shining example on a very long list of accomplishments. Thank you, Ms. Zucker. Rabbi Mezi, thank you for lending your ear to the students, for understanding them, keeping their spiritual, academic, and emotional needs front and center always, and that's just the unofficial part of your job. You're actually the student life director, and you do that admirably as well, making sure that our yeshiva is vibrant and exciting, programs geared to attract and engage students. Rabbi Ehrenfeld, though this is your first year at HANC, you hit the ground running, always willing to roll up your sleeves and take on a project or challenge with great aplomb and composure. Thank you so much, Rabbi Ehrenfeld. And finally, last but definitely not least, our talented and dedicated office staff. As pretty much everyone knows, they're the ones who keep the yeshiva running. Thank you, Sippy, Jackie, and Kaya. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the absence of someone who was near and dear to our yeshiva, Mrs. Marlena Schwartzman, Aleha HaShalom. Mrs. Schwartzman, whose son Jacob is graduating tonight, was a treasured member of our faculty and is dearly missed. We know that she is looking down tonight with much nachat and admiration. Okay, now I'm going to begin my charge. That's my last remarks to the class before you're officially graduated. So whatever I said before about graduating, it's not happening until after this, okay? All right. It is my honor to offer you divrei bracha tonight. I want to say something about the journey that you have shared these past 4 years, and I want to put it in the context of the Dvar Torah. This week, we read the story of Korach, a story of conflict that tears at the seams of Klal Yisrael in a deep and meaningful way. It is a struggle for power, a rebellion against the authority of Moshe and Aaron, a rebellion begun by Korach. However, if you look at it carefully, it's hard to understand what is so wrong about Korach's claim. He says, Ki kol ha'ida kulam kedoshim u'betocham Hashem. The entire community is holy, and God dwells in their midst. That's a beautiful thought, one with which many of us might identify. What's so wrong about a push against elite in the name of sanctity for every individual? Korach expressed belief in each person, and why is that bad? I want to share a thought with you. Heard mentioned in the name of our own Lichtenstein Zatzal. Oftentimes, we see a command to be holy. Kedoshim tihiyu, vihiyitem kedoshim. Note that each instant is an aspirational phrase. It is something we hope that we can achieve. We should strive to be holy. We might not yet have reached our goal, but we will keep working on it. The flaw in Korach's argument is that he said it as a statement of fact. We are all holy. We have all arrived. We are all great just the way we are. And that's where he went wrong. Indeed, we believe that every person can reach the greatest of heights, but we're not there yet. We have to work and work hard to get there. And with that, we can well understand the famous Mishnah in Pirkei Avot. It teaches about two types of conflict, two kinds of machloket. The machloket of Korach and his men, the Mishnah teaches, will not last. But the debates of Shammai and Hillel, they will endure. They are called machlakot l'shem shamayim, arguments for the sake of heaven, because there were no underlying personal motives in their disagreement, only the desire to get to the truth. Hillel and Shammai's rivalry was based on righteous motives, not personal aggrandizement. They were committed to interpreting halacha, helping their community live in accordance to the divine will. And even though they disagreed on how to interpret halacha, both men's endeavors advanced their common sacred cause. As the divine voice called, Elu ve'elu, divrei Elokim chayim hein. These and these are words of the living God. And truth be told, and I heard this from Rabbi Ehrenfeld just this past Friday when I was sharing this with him, he said, Korach's name says it all. The shoresh kuf reish chet means bald or ice, both of which imply a lack of fertility or growth. Just as hair does not grow on a bald head or vegetation from ice, so too Korach represents self-centeredness and lack of growth. To further illustrate this point, I want to share the following story that I actually also shared at a Musar cafe, or as our friend Miss Jackie likes to say, Cafe Musar. And we were discussing the topic of kina, jealousy. By the way, I'm really going to miss those Tuesday and Wednesday mornings that we spent together at the Musar cafe. So here goes the story, and you might remember it, so listen carefully. There was a butcher in the town of Brisk. All right, take a look behind you at that butcher. All right, doesn't that look like the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz? Just saying. Okay, fine. All right, so there was a butcher in the town of Brisk who once slaughtered a cow and found something wrong with one of his organs. He took it to Rav Simcha Zelig Riegler, the head of the rabbinical court, who ruled that the animal was treif. Despite the significant financial loss he had incurred, the butcher walked out of the Beit Din without uttering a complaint. Several weeks later, the butcher was involved in another case, this time with another Jew. Rav Simcha Zelig ruled against the butcher, and this necessitated his paying an inconsequential sum of money to his adversary. When the Rav issued this ruling, the butcher went ballistic. He lost his temper and began to denigrate Rav Simcha Zelig to the stunned silence of all those present. Rav Simcha Zelig was dumbfounded. The cow that he had ruled to be treif was probably worth 10 times the amount he required the butcher to pay now, and the butcher had no problem accepting the ruling. Why did he react so outrageously in this instance? The question bothered him so much that he decided to present it to Rav Chaim Soloveitchik. And here's what Rav Chaim said to him. In the case of the cow, where the butcher had no underlying personal motives, the butcher was simply aspiring for the truth. He was willing to accept it. But in the second case, when machloket was introduced, the butcher had a korach moment. His desire to win and his ego were so overwhelming that it trumped everything else, and that's why he exploded. So back to Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel. Their arguments undoubtedly ran deep, but they were aspirational. They were a source of growth for each side, for that deepening of respect and understanding that comes from serious debate, from serious argument. Sometimes the battle between them was painful, but it was in the interest of growth, of reaching greater heights to become holier Jews. And just one indicator of this is that despite the fact that they argued so strongly in areas of halacha, that did not prevent their children from marrying each other. My dear graduates, the high school years, pretty much by definition, are full of ups and downs, of great achievements and sometimes of deep frustration. It is in that sense a real journey. The high school years are a microcosm of the journey of life in which you're about to embark. You never quite arrive. There's always the next chapter, but always striving to do our best, working to make ourselves good, kind, honest, and committed b'nai b'not Torah. And so I think of you. As a grade, you've gone through a lot together. Not only you as friends with each other, but we, all of us together, faculty, students, parents, we've gone through a lot together. There have been many beautiful moments and there have been some difficult ones. But you're a group with tremendous power, strong personalities, and deeply held beliefs, and I love you for that. And so on the eve of your departure, my charge and bracha to you is to aspire and inspire. Be aspirational and inspirational. Your travels may be perilous tests, challenges, and temptations, but you've been preparing for these challenges from the day you entered our yeshiva, sculpted by your families, your educators, and most of all, your Jewish heritage. Continue to learn from the Chachmei Mesorah, your Rebbeim, your Morot, who sit before us, through phone calls, through shared Divrei Torah from afar, and Yirtzeh Hashem, and many visits to our Beit Midrash. Please don't forget how special you are and what you, and possibly only you, can accomplish. We believe in you, you're grounded in Torah and tradition, and you are ready to take this next important step. Chazak ve'amatz and mazal tov. And now, as we get to the end, to deliver the benediction, I'd like to invite salutatorian Batsheva Moskowitz to the podium. Batsheva is an honored student, and her contributions to HANC are quite extensive. I'd like to highlight one in particular. Back in her freshman year, you'll remember this well, Batsheva recognized that the drama department needed a major boost. Batsheva virtually single-handedly went on a revival campaign and diligently brought the program back to life, to the point that we now have a thriving drama department. And that's just one example. Please give your attention to Batsheva as she delivers our benediction.
A graduation ceremony is an event where the commencement speaker tells thousands of students dressed in identical caps and gowns that individuality is the key to success. Robert Orban. Every person is unique. Each individual thinks differently than the next, has special talents and qualities, and holds a unique personality. We're each made up of many complex layers. It takes a lifetime to discover who we truly are. So, if God made us so different, then why on earth do we try so hard to be the same? Why wouldn't we want to embrace our uniqueness? I believe that individuality is the key to success. Possibly even a truth that we often overlook because it is so simple. One year in camp, we had a talent show. Although I remember very little of it, one performance that night will always stay with me. A young girl sang as her talent. As soon as she walked on that stage, she had everyone's attention. It didn't matter that she was a terrible singer and that she couldn't really carry a tune. She owned that stage like she had performed there every night. It was magical. As she sang, fellow campers danced and sang along, delirious from her confidence and comfort on the stage. When she finished, the room erupted with encores, whoops, and cheers. Her smile lit up the room as she received a much-deserved standing ovation. More than anything, this experience taught me how important it is to be comfortable with who you are. I realized how integral it is to be yourself, because there's no one else out there to be you. With everything we do, we should embrace our individuality and our unique qualities, because we owe it to ourselves. The discovery of each unique part of ourselves is to be embraced. As Dr. Seuss said, today you are youer than you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive that is youer than you. The truth is that God gave each of us the exact tools that we need to reach our full potential and to serve Him as individuals. In Chumash class with Rabbi Mezi, we learned about the meaning of Shema and the different ways Shema talks about loving Hashem. As we learned in class, one such way is Bechol Meodecha, which Rav Schwab translates as with all of your very muchness. He explains that this is referring to the talents and abilities that Hashem has given an individual, me'od, more than another person. We are meant to use our musical gifts, artistic talents, intelligence, and athletic abilities, for example, to show our love for Hashem. The motto of HANC, Chanoch Lenar Al Pi Darko, educate each child according to his or her way, embodies this principle. I will forever be grateful to HANC for educating me and my fellow classmates, each in our own way. It is my bracha that as we continue in life, we take this message with us and have the courage to embrace our individuality and authenticity, which will lead each and every one of us to our true potential. Shimaleh Hashem kol mishalot michem l'tova.
I'd like to present you with this plaque, salutatorian, HANC logo, awarded to by Sheva Moskowitz in honor of outstanding academic achievement. He graduated as a candidate from the high school class of 2018. At this time, I'd like to invite back to the stage Hazan Karavani to represent all parents and give a bracha to the graduates. He will be singing Birkat Kohanim, the bracha that many parents bestow upon their children every Friday night.
Thank you very much to all the kids and congratulations, Mazel Tov.
שמחה אלוקים כאפרים וכי מנשה שמחה אלוקים כאפרים וכי מנשה יברכך השם וישמרך, יאר השם פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא השם פניו אליך ויעשה לך שלום. יברכך השם פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא השם פניו
ויעשם לך שלום. בשמחה אלוקים כאפרים וכמנשה. ישמחה אלוקים כאפרים וכמנשה. יברכך השם וישמרך, יאר השם פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא השם פניו אליך ויעשה לך שלום. יברכך השם וישמרך, יאר השם פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא השם פניו אליך ויעשה לך שלום. ויעשה לך שלום.
Just a moment, the graduates will recess. Please keep the aisles clear. Faculty will be invited to line the side of the auditorium to greet the graduates as they commence. Mara will take place here on stage, collation sponsored by the Bender family in memory of my grandmother, Etzim Tobi Bat Shmuel, and by the Kreinik family in honor of the administration, Rabbeim, Morot, teachers, and faculty. The collation will take place both in this room and outside in the salon. But before that, we have our traditional hat throwing ceremony. So it's a photo op. So what we got to do is we're going to stand up together. Don't throw it until you're told. Okay, everyone up, please. Thank you. And on three, we're going to throw the hat in the air. And then get your cameras ready out there. Get the music ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Mazel tov! Teachers, line the hall. Keep the aisles clear. The teachers are going to come down. Remember, Mara on stage in just 3 minutes. right now, Mini Kamari. Turn off the music and just follow it.
Thank you.